Welcome back to the game. This is Robert. We're continuing round 1. This is part 3. It's time to move some villagers and then let the Overlord take his turn. Having gone last, Martin will take control of the villagers this turn. We're going to call this villager number 1. We're going to move them down 1. Open the door, and with a speed of 3, they've got 2 more movement left. 2, and then 3. So this door is opened. I'm going to remove it from the board until it is closed. To help us keep track of these villagers, I'm going to use these little markers. This was referred to over on Facebook by the players as villager number 1. Well, here we have villager number 2. Villager number 2 was moving north 1 space, northeast because this area is blocked, and then northwest, and we'll open this door. Villager number 3 is going to move north, then northeast 2 steps. That villager standing just over villager number 2. And behind this door we have villager number 4 who is not going to do anything. Villager number 4 is going to stand up and courageously face his or her own death as the shades advance on their position. Alright, to the Overlord. It is a start of the turn. Start of turn abilities. I don't think I have anything that I need to use right now at the start of the turn. We go to drawing 1 Overlord card. From the Overlord box, I'll draw 1 new card. And let's get started. Well, let's begin by activating our remaining Barghest minion. The Barghest minion is here in front of the 2 heroes and the familiar, and somewhat guarding this search token and beacon. The important thing to take into account here is that the Barghest is beginning its activation adjacent to the healer Ashrian. Now, I'm going to play an Overlord card since I'm just beginning the activation of this creature. And it is called Frenzy. And you play this card when activating a monster during your turn. That monster may perform an additional attack action this turn in addition to its normal 2 actions. Normally, even though a monster like heroes have 2 actions, it can only make 1 attack. Starting next to Ashrian, we have to take a look at her ability. It says when a minion monster begins its activation adjacent to you, it is stunned. Well, here is the condition card for stunned. This card is pretty much attached to this Barghest now, and it says discard this card or token. This is the only action you may perform on your turn while you have this card or token. So for the Barghest's first action, we won't use it to try to attack or anything because we can't. We're going to spend its first action removing this stunned condition. So it's kind of a wasted action. But because we've played Frenzy, we get to take our second action as an attack, and we get to make an additional attack. So we're going to make 2 attacks with the Barghest against these heroes. Having just been stunned, and then having just seen its master killed by the healer Ashrian, the Barghest will target her first. A red and a blue die and a gray die for defense. Alright, we have 1 of these points of damage is blocked. So looking at the results, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage and a surge. A surge adds +1 damage, which is then cancelled by this defense die shield. 5 damage gets through. However, the Overlord has some additional cards that he might play. Dark Might. You play this card after you roll a dice for an attack. You add 1 surge to the results. I know what you're thinking. I've already used this surge. But then I have another card, Critical Blow. Play this card when a monster attacks a hero after rolling the dice. The attack gains surge plus 3 damage. So, we're going to add another surge and another plus 3 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage gets through on the healer, and she has a health of 10. So 2 hit points or 2 health left for Astrion. So right here at the base of her card, we're going to put those 8 damage markers. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, because of Frenzy, we get to make another attack roll. So let's pick up these dice and roll again. And I believe the Barghest will attack Astrion 1 more time. It might be able to drop her, and if he does, he gets to draw an additional additional Overlord card. Nothing on the defense. Activating the surge here, 4 damage. So that does indeed drop Astrion and knock her out. When a hero is knocked out, their damage goes to maximum, so 10, and the character's gains fatigue points equal to their stamina, which you see is 4. Now we have to go to the board, and we have to remove Astrion's figure and put a hero token there. So that means one of the other heroes needs to spend an action to revive that hero, or next time it is Astrion's turn, she can spend that turn standing up. Having just used 3 cards for this Barghest, these Overlord cards are spent, and I get to draw a new Overlord card for KOing one of the heroes. That makes my total hand size 3. Now it's time to activate the shades. Alright, the shades are all up to the northeast side of the map. I'm just going to sort of tilt this door down so we can see what's happening. So that door is still there and closed. We have 4 minion shades and 1 master shade. I think first I will activate this shade closest to the door, and I believe for its first action I will have it open the door. You would think that the shade, kind of like a ghost, could just simply pass through the door. Its fly movement does allow it to ignore some terrain, but it doesn't say anything about passing through doors. So I think it needs to spend an action to open the door, and then it can make its movement. It has a movement of 4. So I think I'm going to have this shade move out. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 right there. I could fly over that difficult terrain, but I need to stop its movement in a legal position, and stopping on one of those spaces isn't allowed. Alright, moving the other shades. Let me think. I think I'm going to activate this leaning shade here. The figure must have gotten a little bent in the packaging. And as I activate it, I think I'm going to play Dash. And Dash says that the monster may perform an additional move action instead of its normal, in addition to its normal 2 actions. So, I think I'm going to have it move its first movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's got an additional movement of 4. And it's going to fly here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to have it lean in, and that's its 2 move actions for its regular remaining action, which is yet unused. I'm going to have it attack villager number 3. Villagers have a health of 6 and use a gray defense die. The shade is attacking with the yellow and blue dice. Yellow and blue, we got 1 gray for defense. Ooh, 3 defense, that's great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 damage and a surge. A surge allows for piercing of 2. So that would negate 2 of those shields. And that would basically make it 1 defense left. And then we have another surge. It doesn't seem to have anything else that I can activate with that, and I don't think I have any cards that can make use of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. 1 is cancelled. 3 damage to the villager. So villager number 3 cries out in horror as the shade drags its claws across her back. I'm going to activate this shade next. We're going to go with a double move. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then flying. 1, 2, 3. And it will end its turn there adjacent to villager number 2. But it has no attack action. It used both actions to move. The next minion shade will advance and move right here and make an attack on villager number 4. Alright, we're using the same dice. And we have a miss. And that's not very good. I think what we may do is we'll go ahead and play Dark Fortune, and we can re-roll 1 die. So let's re-roll this blue one. It's okay. We got Pierce, which is activated. That removes the defense die from the equation and allows for 3 damage to strike the villager. So 3 damage to villager number 4. The last shade will move 1, 2, and then make an attack. Also using the same dice as the minion. Rats. We've got a miss. Too bad. Well, I think that attack, of course, missed. I think I'm going to continue the movement here. What do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to continue his movement down that way just a little bit. At the very end of my turn, I'm allowed a reinforcement placement. Just 1. And I think we're going to put it over here at this exit, and we're going to bring in the big bad red Master Barghest. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the Overlord. Let's take another look and see the board here. We've got Asheron's token right there, and a wounded Barghest with the beacon and search token there. This door is open, and we can see we have Villager 1, Villager 2, and a wounded Villager 3 in there at half health. 2 shades. 2 more shades somewhat on their way. And 1 more shade harassing Villager number 4, who is at half health. And Villager number 4 was pretty happy the shades took off, but then is surprised by the appearance of another Master Barghest coming in through the back. Just in closing, let's review the rules for helping a knocked out hero. The hero can stand up. That's the only action they can perform on their turn, and then they'll probably heal a little bit with a die roll. Or the knocked out hero can be revived with the assistance of another hero. And when that happens, you spend an action, and that helps them stand up, and then you roll the die, and they can heal a little bit. So, Ashrian can either stand up on her own, or someone can help her to her feet. And I think that will do it. I'll see you over at Facebook, and we'll continue on with round 2.